Hey guys, it's Hawkeye. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to go over my 3-season loadout. And for me, my loadout, if I stay for 1 night, or if I stay for 3 nights, or if I stay for 5 nights, it's pretty much the same. The only thing that's going to change there are the consumables, which would be typically my food and my fuel. So I'm going to run it down and show you what I have. To help us out today, I have this little scale to measure the smaller items, and then I have this luggage scale to measure things like my pack. So we'll start with the pack, and as many of you know, I use the Granite Gear Crown 260. So I haven't made any modifications to it besides removing the brain. I found that I actually don't need it. I thought losing the organization was going to be something that I was going to be missing out on, but really I just kind of throw everything in there, and you'll see I have kind of separate bags for everything, and I like it, and it shaved a little bit of weight for me, so hopefully it's not too bad. So the pack without the brain, but I have a GoPro mount on it, puts us at 35 ounces. So a little over 2 pounds, which is pretty much where I expected it to be. So no brain, just the roll top. And I have this Polar Pro GoPro mount, which is pretty hefty, so that's probably about, a quarter of a pound or so. And I also have this Justin's UL water holder, which really weighs nothing, so I'm not even going to take that in consideration, although I know that I should. Okay, moving on. So sleep system. I have this REI heliosack 55-degree bag. Now, I've had this bag for a couple years now, and it's a great 3-season bag, especially in the summertime when things start to heat up. It's pretty light. We'll see just how light it is in a second, and it's ultra compressible. It's synthetic, so if it gets a little damp, which it tends to, I don't have to worry about it losing any warmth. I know this is an opportunity where I can definitely shave some pounds, but I can't seem to pull the trigger on a quilt right now. So this REI heliosack 55-degree quilt weighs in at 1 pound 14 ounces. Okay, so it's definitely some room to shave some pounds there. Alright, moving into the comfort zone here. I have this Trekology inflatable pillow. I keep it in a little bag here. I like to keep things in bags. I know that ounces add up, but it helps me for organization. It helps me for packing, knowing that things are in their little compartments. So Trekology inflatable pillow. 3.2 ounces. Alright. Excellent. Now here's a favorite. This is a butt pad that Duchess actually got on Amazon. I think he got a 3-pack or a 5-pack for something like $7. And it's super light, and I purposed this in a million ways. It's a butt pad first and foremost. I actually sleep on it. I put it either behind my tailbone or behind my shoulders, and I switch it out throughout the night with whatever's getting sore. Sometimes I'm a side sleeper, so I'll put it under my elbows, and a lot of times when the fire starts to die out, I use it like this. And it's pretty magical. And this weighs in at 1 ounce. 1 ounce for the excellent purple butt pad. Okay, now here, this is new. I got this because I like the butt pad so much, and I don't like the inflatable pads. I don't like having to blow something out, blow something up when I get to camp, and what I like even less than that is to have to deflate it and roll it up. So I got the Thermarest Z-Lite Sole, and it just came in the mail via UPS a couple days ago. I've taken it out. I've tried it a couple times. I haven't slept on it yet. It's super light. Now this is the short one. I got the short because even though I'm 6'2", I really only need it on my shoulders and my tailbone, the area that I told you that I wake up in the middle of the night and move the butt pad with. So hopefully this helps a lot. It prevents a lot of that waking up in the middle of the night. It's not an insulated pad. I think the R value is only 2.6, so this isn't going to add a whole lot of warmth, but it should be an excellent 3-season pad. And this is only 10 ounces, so considerably lighter than the Kylmit insulated pad that I use for my late fall winter camping, which had like an R value of 5 or 6, which was super warm. But I'm very excited to give this a try in the Smokies in a couple days. Hopefully I sleep like a little baby. Next is the tent. This is the Tarp Tent Moat Trail, and it has stakes in it. I have 7 stakes in here, and it also has the plastic pole that goes at the foot end. So I'm at 2 pounds 6 ounces for the tarp tent Motrail, and that's pretty good for me. So I wouldn't really want to mess with this anymore. Moving on to the trekking poles, which when I first started backpacking, like many people, I didn't use them. I didn't know much about them. I started using them a lot. If you watched my Hawk Mountain video, you see that I busted a pair of these already, and ended up getting them replaced pretty easily at REI. These are the Black Diamond Ergo Cork trekking poles, and they weigh 1 pound 1 ounce. So 1 pound 1 ounce for the pair, and they're great. Like I said, I've busted a pair before, slipped on some ice, but I wouldn't trade these for anything. I'm sure they can come lighter, but I don't really use them too much. Now it's funny, well, a lot of times when I'm recording with the GoPro, I have them in my pack, and pink guys always ask me why I don't use them, and just tell me I'm going to fall on my face. But if I do fall on my face, it's going to be because I'm recording, and you'll all get to see it at least. Also, relatively new, Tyvek sheeting, footprint for the tarp tent. 7 ounces. 7 ounces. So that's not bad at all. I don't mind doing that for the extra protection, especially with the rocky areas that I tend to find myself sleeping in. Alright. I have a rain cover for my pack here. This is a Kelty rain cover I've had for a couple years. I had it first for my Kelty Red Wing, and then I used it on my Kelty Coyote 65, and now it seems to fit pretty perfectly on my Granite Gear Crown 260. So, not being waterproof, I don't like my stuff getting wet, so it's worth the extra 6.2 ounces. So this will always slide in my pack. I'm not going to leave home without that. Alright, moving to cooking stuff. So this is one that's pretty controversial. I've got a lot of negative feedback on why I carry this, but hey, hike your own hike, right? This is a thermos. I use this to hot soak my dehydrated meals, or my Mountain House meals, or my North Sides, whatever. I put in there, I pour the hot water in, I close it, I can shove it in my pack, I can continue to hike, don't have to worry about anything spilling, I can keep it warm for hours. Typically it's pretty impossible to over rehydrate your food, so just fill it up a little over a thumb's length above the food with water, and then just like let it rock, shake it up a little bit. If you're hiking, it shakes itself. By the time you get to camp, ready to eat. So definitely more of a comfort or luxury item, as some people say, but this is 14 ounces. So it's pretty heavy. It's it's thermos. It's double wall insulated, and I'm going to bring it with me probably forever. Next we have the Toaks 550. I have my little mini stove in there. My little BRS. And a lighter. So I guess I could switch to a Bic Mini, but I just have a full size in there. I'm not that much of a gram weenie. Little case. Gotta have your burn marks and your tearing on the little Toaks case. And this is, with stove and lighter, 5.6 ounces. So pretty light, a lot lighter than the stainless steel Boy Scout type stuff I used to carry. Also have my Toaks polished spork with orange carrying case. 0.8 ounce. So here's another piece of equipment. This is new. This is a windscreen. So Tony from Our World Outdoors actually saw that I didn't have one, and he mailed it to me. So I'm going to be using a windscreen now. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to that Summit coffee without the wind blowing in my stove, and conserving some more fuel. So thank you very much, Tony and Missy. I appreciate that very much. And this only weighs 0.6 ounces in the carrying case. Alright, I have my Sawyer 0.1 and the 32-ounce bag that goes with it, all wrapped up in a rubber band because I like to keep things together. And that's 4.5 ounces. Alright, here's another one I get some flack for. I have one of these enamel-coated steel coffee cups. Now, I like to drink my coffee and I like to eat my breakfast at the same time, so I don't use just my Toaks 550. I like to have my little coffee cup I know they have titanium ones, I know they have ones that are lighter, but I kind of like the old camp style green enamel classic camp cup here. So I'm going to hang on to this for only 4.1 ounces. Alright. Smart water bottles with the little sport caps on them. 1.5 ounces each, or 3 ounces for the pair. Not bad. Alright, I got this Black Diamond Cosmo headlamp, which is pretty good. I think I'm going to eventually switch to a USB rechargeable one, just because with my power bank and everything, I think it would be easier just to streamline everything with micro USB and not have to worry about AAA batteries. But so far I've liked this one a lot, and it weighs 2.9 ounces. So not too shabby, but I can see why these ounces are starting to add up. Alright, so with electronics, I have all my electronics in this little bag. I keep them, like I said, I just shove them in the granite gear, and then I can pull them out based on which bag they are. And this is my electronics. So I have things like GoPro cables, I have extra batteries and memory cards for my GoPro. I have this Anker 10,000 milliamp power bank, and usually the GoPro itself will be in there too, if it's not on my mount. So the GoPro weighs 4.2 ounces, so I don't carry a candle with me. This actually weighs the exact same amount as the GoPro, so I put it in there so we can get an accurate reading. So Hawkeye electronics, 1 pound, 0.2 ounce. Alright, so little bear bag kit. I know I'm definitely doing too much with this. I got the 550 cord, which is heavy. It's sturdy, I love it. And then I have this carabiner, which I know it's kind of big. Some people say just use a stick, whatever. I like it, it's trusty, it works for me. Believe it or not, I actually used to have an even heavier steel carabiner than this. So the 550 cord and carabiner come in at 5.7 ounces, and this Sea to Summit bag that I put the food in is 1.6 ounce. Okay, so as far as toiletries go, I'm pretty streamlined, pretty basic. I got the TP, I got multivitamins, Benadryl, ibuprofen, toothpaste, a couple cough drops, eye drops, and a toothbrush. I don't bring anything too crazy. I just shove it all in this Ziploc bag, and should be good to go. 3.8 ounces. So that's not bad. That doesn't change whether it's a 5-day, a 3-day, or a 1-day. This is just kind of my go-to. I throw it in my bag, and that's it. And then Picaridin insect repellent. Alright, this is great. I like this. I tried this at 3 Ridges. It worked a lot better than DEET for me. Between this and the permethrin, I didn't have one mosquito bite. I didn't have one tick bite. Complete opposite of if you watched the Shenandoah loop I did before that, when I had like hundreds of ticks on me. So this is good. This is going to be part of my pack for my 3-season loadout from now on. And this is 4.7 ounces full. So as far as extra clothing goes, like I said a few times in this video already, I don't bring too much. If I go for 1 night, it's the same as if I go for 3 nights. I might be a little stinkier at the end of the 3-night or the 5-night, but I really don't find myself changing into the clothes as much as I bring them. So I'll bring this bag. I've actually, I think 3 trips now I've had this bag packed the same, and I haven't even unpacked it because I just tend to wear the same clothes. A lot of times I'll switch socks, but beyond that, socks and underwear, I have a base layer in here, I have 2 pairs of socks, a pair of underwear. And that's in this little bag here, and that's my clothes or my pillow, and that stays the same. So that's 2 pairs of Darn Tough socks, a pair of Ex Officios, and an REI base layer, 15.2 ounces in the bag. So I also have this Patagonia, it's called a down sweater. It's my puffy. I bring it all the time, 3-season, 4-season. In the morning I'll put it on. Sometimes I'll leave it next to my sleeping bag. and around 3 o'clock when it gets a little chilly, I'll just pull it over my shoulders. I'll wear it in the morning when I make breakfast. So this is an extra large, and this weighs 11.3 ounces. Alright. I'll bring this all 4 seasons though. This doesn't leave my pack. And neither does this Outdoor Research Helium Hybrid, which is my rain jacket. Now I'll wear this in the rain, and I'll wear it as a shell when it's windy, and then when it's really cold, I'll put this over my puffy. And this is also an extra large, and this comes in at 8.2 ounces. So not super lightweight, feels light, doesn't breathe as good as something with pit zips does, but besides that, that's my only gripe on this. That's been my only gripe ever. This is a great piece of equipment. So I got everything packed in here. It's not as neat as it would be if I were actually going out, but I wanted to have everything that I just showed you all in the pack for a final weigh-in. So our final weigh-in is 13.66 pounds, which is actually pretty good. It's a little lighter than I thought it was going to be with the Thermarized Z-Light, but I know I did make a couple other modifications. I removed a couple of the straps that held the brain, and I removed the brain itself. So 13.66 going in to my 3-season summer weight and my smoky strip. I'm pretty happy with that. Leave a comment below. Let me know if I missed anything, or let me know if you see any areas of opportunity where I can really shave some weight. Also, let me know your base weight. I'm curious if it changes so much in the summer and the spring and the fall, or if it stays pretty streamlined for 1, 3, and 5 days like mine does. Thanks for coming along and watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and as always, you heard it here first.